After finding a bunch of keys, Bart uses a few to make some good pranks, although they don't go as planned. Meanwhile, Lisa takes one with which she will discover the horrible secret that Springfield Elementary School hides. For the usual couch intro, this time we just got words replacing the family, which is honestly a really mid-intro, but the story begins in the wedding cake shop with a 90% discount. Homer comments that he loves that place, but that it's a shame to see so many ruined and broken marriages.
She wanted a cake with blue rosettes. He slept with her sister.
Shortly, he proposes to the best cake that will give pleasure to his belly. On the way back home, they get stuck in intense traffic. Homer takes a pretty ugly shortcut to keep the cake from falling, then takes another shortcut. But this one is too dangerous. Even goats start throwing rocks at him. Things get worse as some cyclists with right-of-way approach, so they balance the car in a sick maneuver.
Morning. Guten Tag.
Then they finally arrive home as if nothing happened, but he forgets to get Maggie out. She locks herself in the car with the keys, and Marge arrives.
2 of your kids are not locked in the car.
She tells him he needs to get their daughter out because she doesn't have much time. Marge looks for the spare key and sees they have a bunch. What do these keys open? But at that exact moment, Maggie arrives being chill like that. Homer cleans her of all the cake she had on her. Lisa asks her family why they have so many keys, and Homer responds that if you live long enough, you start accumulating a lot of things. It turns out that whenever they go somewhere, they took some keys, because whatever, Bart takes a bunch of keys and says it's time to have fun and runs out. So to start with a little federal crime, Bart is next to the mail, but when he opens it, everyone can retrieve the letters they sent, but they regret. Basically, he tried to do wrong, but did good, and Reverend Lovejoy mocks him. Homer is with the keys to the Duff Brewery, he tells Barney. He once went to the lake with the Duff Man. They had a lot of fun. At the brewery, they see the entire beer-making process, even the wrap filter. When they leave, Homer says the Duff Blimp is wonderful. At that moment, it invites him to come in and mentions that Marge won't find out. He says life is to be lived, so he will do it. But it turns out that Barney was writing all this, and Homer is already in the sky. Meanwhile, at home, Marge organizes the keys. Lisa says she will return to school. Maggie asks her to put the key in her favorite rhythmic toy, the Pooter Toot Express. Homer calls, and the toy goes out of the house and hangs up because people are very sensitive these days and can get offended by its melody, which happens to Flanders. His kids ask if he made those devil noises. He replies that it was the little train, but since they don't see it, he tells them he's a sinful liar. On the other hand, Nelson asks Lisa what she's up to. She responds that she wanted to deliver a key. He calls her a coward, saying she should first find out what door it opens and stop being a chicken like she's been all her life. He even repeats that she's a chicken over the principal's intercom. Thanks to this, Lisa gets motivated to find out what door it opens. She finds one with banned books, another with banned books, and lastly, one with banned books, which is the one that opens.
Let's give it a shot.
She finds a very dark and spooky hallway. Even a hamster is there. When she opens the door, she finds a mixed classroom for smart people, with 5 rooms in one: science, math, and theatre. Everything there is perfect for her, but things don't seem to work out, as everything is pretty fake. She quickly runs to Principal Skinner to ask about the secret room under the school.
Mother, it is my birthday, not our anniversary.
He has to hang up on his mother and replies that he knows every inch and has never seen anything like what she's describing. She insists it's real and can show him. The principal cancels all his appointments to go with her.
You're just pressing a Mento.
Very true.
Meanwhile, Homer is still flying, but since he doesn't know if it's prohibited to drink while flying, and since Homer is a very responsible citizen, he texts Lenny to ask, almost causing several serious accidents. Marge reaches a support group for people with gas problems. Everyone gets offended hearing the toy, and Marge continues chasing it. Lisa's pride summons the whole school to show her great discovery, but when she opens the door, it's just filled with books with vulgar things. She swears there was a room, but Skinner tells her to go rest, play with her dolls, and relax a bit, as she seems very agitated. This makes her very sad. Bart reaches the window lift thanks to his keys, makes it work and says, it's time for everyone to see the moon. Oh wow, this prank does work. People get offended by what they see. Meanwhile, Hill is about to end it all, and fortunately, Bart saves him, calling him their savior. Bart dislikes this. The worst part for him is that they even give him the key to the city for being so nice.
And lower your pants for the picture.
No!
Meanwhile, Principal Skinner has discovered his secret. He replies that he supervises many schools and feels all problems are related to the Simpson kids. Lisa pretends to be indifferent, but is surprised. They ask her to return the key, but she doesn't want to, though they eventually take it from her. Intimidated, she runs away, saying she needs to enter the room again, but no longer has the key. She wonders if Nancy Drew would have figured it out. At that moment, an old lady tells her she would ask her friends, but they've already gone to heaven. To make things worse, the newspaper reports that Lisa is a big liar. Meanwhile, Homer is chased by the aerial police, asked to stop before he gets hurt, but he manages to escape in a really slow chase. After that, Lisa goes to a key shop. The shopkeeper knows the Simpson family well and says he can make a copy from a photo but charges $1. Lisa gives him a tip and returns to school. She waits for classes to end. When everyone leaves, she goes to the same place, wondering how the bookshelf got there so fast. It quickly falls, as it was fake. Entering, she finds the secret room again. But this time, someone has written on the blackboard that the kids are on bus 23. Lisa screams, scaring away the person writing. Things are now murkier. Meanwhile, Bart comments that he's tired of the keys that only bring good luck, so he throws it, and Cletus catches it.
Y'all want some chocolate milk? Yes, Mama.
Meanwhile, Marge continues searching for the gas toy. She approaches Chief Wiggum, asking him to stop it. Everything goes wrong.
Really rubbing it in.
Even his pants fall. The worst part is that the girl he liked in school arrives. Wow, that's so unlucky. Lisa tells Bart everything about the discovery. He comments it's very suspicious and knows who has the answer. Someone who has been there a long time. Nelson, who has been held back for years. Lisa asks if he knows anything about Bus 23. He tells her to chill and leave those matters alone, but she insists, saying she's just seeking the truth. Nelson agrees to tell them the truth about Bus 23, but warns them. It turns out that in a cold winter, he used his 2 vests. Bus 23 was taking kids on a field trip. He prepared to steal their lunch money, but got scared when he heard that the bus was too heavy for the icy route, and they should find another way. The inspector ignored him.
Now bang the side of that bus! Bang it twice!
And they left. That bus never returned to school. The kids comment that the answer must be where the ice bridge was. They just need to find a way to get there. Just then, their dad arrives, so they ask him to take them to uncover the secret. They ask him to go down. Homer doesn't know how to, and dives. Lisa stops the blimp in the river, but she flies out. Fortunately, she sees the old sunken bus. She swims towards it to find a creepy scene. Homer asks Bart to take the controls, since it's like playing an Xbox 360 game. Homer screams to Lisa that he will save her, but he gets stuck. Bart helps him with some good hits. He falls so deep, diving deep enough to hit the bus. All the kids start coming out, but they are all plastic. Just mannequins. The problem is that there are so many they end up sinking them. Bart comments, there's nothing he can do to save his sister or father. Their fates are sealed. At that moment, the gas toy barely touches an old tree and, by pure luck, knocks it down, saving them. The only thing broken was the unpleasant toy, which Homer loved, so he cries for his loss. Lisa wonders why they loaded a whole bus with mannequins and then abandoned them. Suddenly Otto appears, saying he has the answer, and confesses to leaving the blackboard message. He says he carried the guilt of sending those kids to heaven all his life, but now that he knows they were plastic, he can sleep peacefully, knowing it wasn't wrong to escape the accident, lock the door to prevent any escape, and send heaven a bum who saw everything.
I might have imagined that last part.
It's good to see he is innocent, and it was not his fault. They plan to escape to Bolivia, but can't find the car keys since Bart has them.
Looking for something?
Yes, my car key.
With no other choice, they return to the secret room. Skinner tells the story. Years ago, they received a check to improve the school. When he cashed it, he kept the money in his pants, but his mother washed them, ruining all the bills. To prevent the feds from chasing them, they built fake classrooms with fake students, took photos, and sent them to the government. But their mannequins were rented, so they had to return them, despite the bad weather. He apologizes to Otto for not telling the truth. Lisa says they tried to hide it, but they didn't count on the Simpson keys that led them to the truth. Later, Otto takes the kids on a trip, thinking they're plastic, so he doesn't worry and they end up in the water. This was a very good episode, like the time Lisa discovers another secret door, but this one leads her to the Coraline world. If you want to see what happens, click on this video next. But before, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like.